You know that feeling? It is that constant pull towards something more, a nagging whisper of the life you feel you are supposed to be living. But at the same time, it feels like you're trying to walk through a glass wall, a silent force that keeps you stuck right where you are. As a holistic life and beauty coach, I see this all the time. It is like quiet war fought every day between the incredible life you can imagine and the fears that are secretly sabotaging your own happiness. Now, think of it like standing at a crossroad in a forest. One path is well paved, predictable, and aligned with signs pointing the right way. That is your logical mind, always choosing safety, control, and what others expect of you. But off to the side, there is a winded trail covered in white flowers with sunlight breaking through the trees. And that is your heart, calling you towards freedom, purpose, and beauty. The problem is fear shows up like a heavy backpack filled with stones, and it's slowing you down, whispers doubts, and convinces you that the safe path road is the only way you will make it through, even if it's leading you further away from yourself. And so many of us feel this. So we have this deep sense that we are meant for something bigger, yet we feel paralyzed. But what if that stuck feeling is not a sign that you are broken? What if it is actually a sign that you are on the very edge of massive breakthrough? As Carl Jung said, I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. Very powerful words. And in this video, we are going to expose why this inner fight is happening, and more importantly, how you can finally start winning it. Right, so let's talk about the problem, the anatomy of being stuck. And let's be honest, feeling stuck is just plain frustrating. It is that constant low-grade hum of dissatisfaction under the surface. You might find yourself snapping at the people you love, not because of anything they did, but because you are really just frustrated with yourself. Or maybe you have become a master of productive procrastination. Organizing your desk for the 10th time, deep cleaning the fridge, answering every single email the second it lands. Basically, you're doing anything to feel busy while avoiding the one thing you know you really need to do. These are classic avoidance tactics designed to give us a quick hit of relief from feelings we would rather not face. This internal tug-of-war is one of the most human experience there is. On one side, you have this wonderful logical brain. It is brilliant strategies for survival. It wants that steady income, that secure routine, and a future that is completely mapped out. It analyzes all the risk and tells you quite responsibly that chasing a dream is wildly uncertain and probably a terrible idea. So it is just trying to keep you safe from failure. On the other side, you have your heart, your gut, your intuition, and it is the part of you that whispers about passion, purpose, and that feeling of being truly alive. It does not communicate in spreadsheets or 5-year plan. It speaks in a moment of sudden joy and that resonant feeling of, yes, this is it. Carl Jung also said, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart, who looks outside dreams and who looks inside awakens. Now let's talk about part 2, the reframing. Okay, this is where we need to make a critical shift. For years, we have been sold the myth of the one true calling, the idea that there is a single perfect path just for you. This belief is often the very thing that paralyzes us because it turns the search for purpose into high-stakes games you cannot afford to lose. And this is the game of word what if. What if I miss a turn? What if I get there and I hate it? But I want to propose a different way of looking at it and reframe it the way I guide all my clients through. What if there is no one true calling? What if instead you have unique sets of curiosities that are meant to point you in a direction? And I want you to think of it less like a destination and more like a compass. Your calling is not what, it is how. Compass does not tell you to go to Paris. It just tells you which way is north. Similarly, your calling does not tell you to be an artist or entrepreneur. It points you in the direction of what makes you feel expansive and definitely radiant. This simple reframe instantly lowers the stakes. And you cannot get it wrong if you are just following your compass. And it is very important because your inner compass gets thrown off by external noise, like a powerful magnet, because we observe expectations from society and family that tells us what a successful life is supposed to look like. And this is where holistic beauty comes in, because true beauty, that inner light, comes from alignment. When we chase goals that are not ours, we wonder why we feel so empty, disconnected, and that inner light dims. So that feeling of being stuck, it is a sign that your inner compass is spinning, trying to get your attention. It is a sign that the life you are living is no longer aligned with the person you are becoming. And the friction you feel is a sign of growth. That stuck feeling is the darkness right before a major breakthrough. It is proof that you're ready for the next chapter. Now, if this is hitting home for you, take a second to hit that subscribe button. And as your coach in this moment, I want you to drop a comment below and answer this. What is one should or expectation from someone else that you are ready to let go of? And let's get real conversation going. We're moving to section 3, the solution, the path forward. Now that we have framed the problem, let's talk about the way out. And this is not about making some giant, terrifying leap, because the real lasting change happens through small, deliberate steps. And here are 4 practical things I work on with my clients that you can do too and start moving towards what calls you. Step 1, name the fear. First, you have to turn on the lights. Big anxiety is a monster in a dark closet. It is terrifying because you don't know what it is. When you get specific, when you name your fear, it is like flipping the light switch. You see it is not a monster, just a messy pile of clothes. Ask yourself, what am I actually afraid of? Am I afraid of disappointing my parents, losing financial security, or not having enough talent? Write it all down. Naming the fear takes its power away and frees up your energy. The goal is not to eliminate the mess, but to see it for what it is so you can start to cleaning up. Now, step 2. Listen to the whispers. Your true direction rarely screams, but actually it whispers. It shows up in a quiet moments like a trail of breadcrumbs. And therefore ask yourself, what are you curious about? What topics do you Google at night? What activities make you lose track of time? These are the breadcrumbs. Your calling is found by following this quiet trail. So I encourage all my clients to start a whisper journal. So every day, write down one breadcrumb, one thing that sparked your interest or brought you a moment of genuine joy. And over time, you will see that trail is taking shape. This is your compass pointing the way. Step 3, take one tiny step. The antidote to paralyze is action, but it has to be non-threatening action. And think of your dream as a giant stalled boulder. Try to move it all at once. Is impossible. So the goal is to take one tiny step, like finding one small stone to wedge under it for leverage. For example, if you want to be a writer, write one paragraph. If you want to start a business, have one conversation. This makes the task so small that it sneaks right past your brain fear alarm. And more importantly, it builds momentum. We already know that confidence comes from doing. Every tiny step proves to yourself that you can move forward. And that brings me to step 4. Build your council of support. You cannot do this alone. Every hero on a quest has a fellowship, and trying to face your fears alone, it will be hard and you can get burned out. So you have to be intentional about creating your council of support and surrounding yourself with people who get it. This could be a mentor, a few supportive friends or online community, or even a coach like myself. These are the people who will remind you of your why when you are drawing in doubts, and who will celebrate your tiny victories along the way. So in conclusion, that feeling pulling you towards something more isn't a delusion. It is most authentic part of you, asking for a life that truly lives, a life where your inner beauty can radiate outward. The silent fight between your inner guide who wants safety and the one who longs for adventure is real, but it is a fight you can absolutely win. And the goal is not to find the one perfect path. The goal is to change your perspective and to see your calling not as a destination but as a compass. It is about letting go of the shoulds and finally letting to trust the breadcrumbs left by your own intuition. It is about understanding that fear is just another kind of compass, pointing you directly towards what you care about the most. And the path forward is paved with small, brave steps. And as your coach, I want you to know that you already have everything you need to start walking it. If this video helped you, please share it with one person you know who needs to hear this message, and subscribe for more ways to build a life you don't need to escape from. And now go take that one tiny step, and you have got this. And I will leave you with this last quote from Carl Jung. The privilege of lifetime is to become who you truly are. Thank you for watching.